Welcome to Universe. Good afternoon. This is Alex from MetalUniverse.net. I'm here with the mighty Suffocation. How you doing, guys?
What up? Good.
How has been? This is like your third time you play on these cruise, right?
It's awesome.
For the first time, right now, I suppose that everybody knows that Breakmeyer is a new singer, or been occurring singer for Suffocation for quite a while. How has the fan base response to you? I know most people are used to one person, and some people, when there's a lineup change, they try to get used to it, but there's always something people like or don't. How do you make people respond and get accustomed to your flavor to the band?
I believe I just do what Suffocation does, and make it brutal, and I think everybody will accept it for what it is.
Oh, the way, because I've seen you perform. I've seen Kevin perform in some shows, but I think now you're gonna be the permanent member, or I don't know.
This
you can
guy,
give me.
Yeah, I mean, we got this guy. He's an asshole. He totally fits.
It's a good promo.
Yeah, he fits in. We're all assholes.
He totally fits in with
He's
this
an asshole.
bunch of degenerates.
Yeah.
But we love you.
Perfect.
Actually, we really don't give a crap what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
The question is
But-
to me confusing because he's killing the game. If people want to say we miss Frank or blah blah blah, we just don't. It's
Yeah, no, you're gonna get that question more and more along the way.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like, for instance, I'm gonna give an example. Like Sepultura gets the question all the time about, and Derek has been there for 23 years. And
Right.
some people still don't give him the respect that he deserves, but everybody has their own territory, their
You
opinion.
see, people always want to judge every band by the first fucking record that they've ever done.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
if you've heard some shit for 40 years and then 40 years later they're doing something different or have a new lineup, people don't accept it because they've been listening to that old shit for fucking 40 years.
Right.
Exactly.
So for us, I think the main thing to do, especially with Ricky and him being the new guy or whatever you want to call it, is for us to come out and play live and just smash you guys, and then from there you can fucking pass judgment. Even if you're just stuck in the past and you don't like it. Hey man, nothing stays fucking forever.
Exactly, that's true. So any news on new Shuffle album that I've heard that you posted several months ago that it was getting brutal? Any update on that?
It's getting brutal, but I mean we still have some work to do. We've got a lot of riffs on the plate. And
It's coming along good though.
Yeah,
It's
we're
really
some new
good
stuff. We're not going to tell you about it because you're not supposed to hear it yet.
Messing around.
But
we have a lot of touring going on, so it's been
Very busy.
Yeah.
So it's good.
That's the thing that holds us up the most.
A lot of road trips.
Talking about touring, at least on my next question, what is this festival different from any other festival that you have played before? Like 70,000 songs.
we're on a boat.
Free food.
Yeah, absolutely. Free catering. The buffet is amazing.
I think really what's great about this festival for me is after doing so much touring around the world, you meet people in all different places, and to see so many different people from all these different countries on one fucking boat, hanging out, just having a great time, partying their asses off, listening to metal. I mean, you don't get much more fucking unique than that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You guys as musicians, instrument, when you see other musicians from another style of metal, or been playing for a while, for example, Ishan from Emperor or ex-musician for any band, how does it make you feel as a musician that you're being part of the same festival that guy that's been longer, and you learn so much from each other, from your style? You guys as musicians, how that's compelled you to keep writing music?
Well, I mean, I guess for me, it's inspiring to know that somebody's been there longer and still doing that shit.
Absolutely. I mean, for a lot of respect.
Yeah, after time, you end up getting to play festivals with these people and get to meet them and stuff over the course of years.
Become friends with them.
Yeah, and that's super inspiring because it gives you the drive to keep going. And you see people who, like Ronnie James Dio, who passed away, fucking, rocking hard. That motherfucker, he did the shit until the day he was dead. So there's nothing you can really
also,
say.
on a side note, we heard that Neil Peart passed away too. We're a little sad today in the metal
that
community.
sucks.
So
it sucks,
we're
man.
really sad.
No, wait a minute, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Really?
Neil Peart passed away.
No way.
Yeah.
A lot of drummers look up to him. I suppose musicians.
Every drummer looks up to him.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So it's a sad note, and may his soul rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My next question is: after 20 years or 30 years that Suffocation has been playing, how does it feel that there's a lot of bands that try to emulate your sound in death metal? When it came 20 years ago, you hear Effigy, They're Forgetting, wow, that sound, and you see bands trying to emulate that sound or try to be unique, try to not imitate the word, but compelling with that sound. How's it feel for you guys as a band being so influential to many bands on the death metal bands?
I mean, I think it's super flattering that people, you know, imitating somebody is the most sincerest form of flattery for somebody, you know. So for us, it's really nice to know that people look up to us in that way or say that we made a certain type of style or sound or something. But they all gotta just stop doing it so I can fucking write my own music again. You know? Jeez, you know? But it's really super flattering. I mean, it's, you know, we're all in it to do, like, you know, be that aggressive band when it came down from, like, you know, people playing punk rock and on to hardcore and so on. So it's super flattering for us. I'm glad that we can still be here doing it for you guys.
This question is for Derek. Every time you do Suffocation, the only thing I want to see is you play the bass. How can you put the bass on the floor that doesn't bother you physically or something?
It all started with an accident. You know, I had multiple spiral fractures in my leg, so instead of standing like a normal stance, I had to flip my stance, and the instrument was so heavy. You know, I wasn't able to get my proper footing, so I put the Warlock on the ground. And I was like, fuck, you know, this is my new thing, and now that I'm recovered, I can have a normal stance and this planted, you know,
every time I see the band, the only thing I want to see there put the bass in the floor. How the fuck he does that? I never see nobody do it.
It's like your surfer stance.
I always thought it was ripping up the stray cats, but you know.
Like a stray cat?
Upright.
Upright bass.
My next question is, you have for times you have suffered different lineup changes, different musicians. How difficult has been to find people that can play that your type of style? Because I know that everybody, like say, anybody can play guitar, but it's not the same playing guitar. They're playing the way that you want the band to sound. How hard has that search been for them to find him?
It's been pretty arduous as far as that's concerned, like over the course of the years. But I mean, I'm
got
very lucky.
Yeah.
I was very lucky. You know, Guy Marché and a couple of our other friends, we were all jamming together in, you know, rehearsal rooms and stuff. And it just so panned out that Charlie was really killer, and Guy actually was saying, "Hey, I gotta go." And then you guys know how Guy ended up having blood cancer, and I kind of
I bought his fuck cancer T-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, Guy is awesome. We still talk to him all the time. He's doing great. You know. But Charlie was just like kind of a natural fit because he had been in the same area, like rehearsing, jamming with my old drummer Doug Bones, who had his own spot over there. So and it was like right down the hallway, and because he was in Pyrexia and Turtle Bleeding,
made the right friends.
Touring.
It's just, the right people for sure.
You know, Long Island's a small mid place, so it's kind of cool to be able to have somebody who like kind of really comprehended like the picking and stuff like that, as opposed to me having to try to teach some motherfucker.
Right.
So, Rick, this is your first time playing on this cruise, right?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
So I've seen you all over the place, and it's like a little kid having fun, you know.
Yeah.
How has been to you this experience compared to other shows that you have played compared to this one, especially for you that you're not in the lead role?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, I love doing the festivals, but this is like special. You know, to have all these people here like a family come together. You know so many people from all the touring stuff, like Tom said, and it's amazing. This is probably one of the best festivals I've ever been to.
Thank you. That's why I keep coming. You know, once you start coming once, this is my 7th time, so
yeah, I definitely want to come again.
My next question is, you know that today technology has been a big part of what music is today, because in the old days, how does those streaming platforms benefit a band for getting their music out versus the old days that you had to like print flyers or read the paper just to say like that? There was no internet. Next day you just have to, you know.
It's a lot easier today for bands. You know, like you said, back in the day, you had to tape trade and pen pal and wait for shit to come in the mail. Now it's like instant.
MySpace.
So, yeah. It's just, I think it's a lot easier now.
I think it's easier. I think that you know, technology has definitely got people closer together. But in the same way, also like now that it's so flooded in the technology and you have access to everything so much, and it just comes through on your feed so much, it's like sometimes people just don't pay attention because they get flooded with so much.
It's overload.
So back in the day, it was more organic because people had to pay attention to each other and send the tape and then be in their face and do that, you know, that kind of shit. So it has its ups and its downs, but I mean, I think technology actually, like computers, have done justice for, you know,
also, I think
being social for bands.
People are spoiled now because back then it was so special to write Chuck Death and then you know, you got your Death cassette in the mail and it came with Chuck's evil chili recipe. You know, and I was like, what the
disc back at the little floppy disk.
Nowadays we're spoiled now. You know, we can get every band at the
Absolutely.
snap our fingers.
But
So
it's
I
cool
think
also that we actually got to go through that experience too,
Yeah.
and now we're in it, with electronics.
Now when you see a person that's starting into metal, back in the day it was different, and now
Big time.
technology. For example, it's like for you now, you guys say death metal. The technologies evolving music, but what is next for death metal? If there are many bands are like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest are close to retirement.
Yeah.
What do you think is next for the newer generation?
I hope they harness it and write real songs instead of just trying to outdo each other with speed. I'd hope they just try to write something more creative.
Or actually play
because
the instrument.
It's getting so fast, and and the technology, the recording, they don't even need to really play it anymore.
There's a lot of
So hopefully,
smoke and mirrors
stuff
with
that takes over.
a
digital
lot of cheating.
technology.
So hopefully it'll go back to the real thing,
Yeah.
or it'll just go into a level of ridiculousness. It's already going there.
I hope fans want to hear things that sound more like natural,
Organic.
like an actual
Organic,
band. As
yeah.
far as like, everybody's got like Pro Tools and Cubase and Window and Reaper and this and that one, all these programs and shit. You can just cut and paste and slice and edit all fucking day long.
Yeah.
And
But you can
then
see the difference when you go live.
Yeah, then
That's
when you
see
actually
it.
hear it,
Yeah.
then when you actually hear it, you're like, this sounds way too perfect. It's like I don't want to hear something that's not
You
perfect.
wanna
I
hear
want to hear the fucking
human.
band like
Raw.
playing,
Yeah.
like as a band because
Pure.
that's
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly. So
Well-
let's hope people care about it.
Yeah.
Well, now this is all we have for you today. Thank you for being here for us at MetalUniverse.net. We hope to see you in the near future here in the border at another festival.
I hope so too.
And also in Montreal, Canada, you have a lot of fans in Quebec, so we hope we see you over there too.
Awesome. Try to make it
And
Be
there.
there.
thank you for your time and have a good day.
All right, thank you, man.
Guys,
Appreciate it.
cheers, everybody.
Focus.